Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Thank you for joining me. We're going to review some Global Force Wrestling. Tonight's episode of Impact for September 21st, 2017, if you will. Wow. Sorry for not reviewing last week's episode. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff with my throat. If you watched my Lucha Underground review, then you understand why. If you haven't, been dealing with some throat issues. Probably going to go to the doctor soon and get it checked out if it doesn't clear up within this next few days over the course of the weekend. I'm getting everything out of the way as much as possible. When I do feel good, got everything numbed up, ready to go. So if I sound a little off tonight, I apologize. I'm just not feeling 100%, but I still wanted to get back into the swing of doing this. We are on the road to Victory Road. That's next week. One of the episodic pay-per-views. How they're doing a lot of those, except for some of the really bigger ones like Bound for Glory will be on pay-per-view. And that is coming to us from Ottawa, Canada. Interesting that they picked that. I completely understand why. I'm not going to, say, oh, that's a bad idea. Should have been here. No. They're in a pinch because of what's going on down in Florida. It's hurricane season. It's smart business. It's a Canadian company that's running the show. So why not find a suitable venue for Bound for Glory? And I know people are making fun of where they picked. And honestly, I think it's smart. If you look at what they drew in the house shows, which didn't seem like a whole lot, probably a few hundred for each show. Or if it's more, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, But for a larger, entertainment sports facility, that probably, I think it's said it holds like 500. Okay, so if you pack 500 people in this place and, make it look good, give it a decent entrance, and you've got the talent to make up a show and you get some rabid Canadian fans in there, or I'm sure there will be some people that will travel from wherever for this because they are die-hard Impact fans, or Global Force or TNA, whatever. However long you've been following the company. Me, I've been, like I've said before, I've been a Fairweather fan, but what they've been doing lately and who they've been bringing in for these matches and these new rivalries, I am wholeheartedly happy with what they've been doing. Johnny Impact is one of my favorite guys. In fact, he pulled double duty tonight. Nice to see. You don't see too many guys doing that, let's get into this. Like I said, Johnny Impact pulling double duty tonight. He's cutting a promo. He wants Eli Drake, but Eli Drake is down in Mexico defending his Global Force Wrestling title in AAA against, who did he defend it against? I wrote it down here. I recognize the kid. Bronze. Very talented kid. He is the future of AAA. Last I saw of him, and I got to chuckle when I say this, I saw footage of him getting his ass handed to him from Kevin Cross down in AAA. If you have not seen the footage, please go look it up. It is devastatingly awesome. Okay. It makes me want Kevin Cross in Global Force Wrestling even more. and I'll probably get into that at a later episode review. But I don't want to get into it now. All right, as much as I love to, let's stay on track here. KM comes down. By the way, I've barely seen this guy around. KM always used to come out with, or does come out with the Knockouts champion, Sienna. He says he's undefeated. Well, he got beat tonight, so I guess Johnny Impact broke his streak, pretty much. So he can't call himself that anymore. So a very, okay, not the greatest promo in the world from this guy who is, I'm guessing, pretty new. I know nothing about KM. I really don't. I should go probably do some research on him. He's new to the company. I know that much. He's been around for a very short time. And he comes out with Sienna, and that's all I know. A short but sweet match. Looks a little green in the ring, but that's just a first impression. Like I said, I don't know how long this guy's been around. Funny on the microphone, though. Holy cow. He was screaming the hair off his nuts. My goodness. He was trying to scream over the boos in the crowd, which they were pretty rabid on him. It was funny. So then they have a match. Johnny Impact wins. I'm not going to call it a squash match, but it was short but sweet. And then he also wrestled later that night. Well, we'll just kind of go down the line here and talk about stuff. Taya Valkyrie's up next, has a match with what did I write here? Ava Story. Is that her name? Ava Story. Good match. Want to touch on last week's match was also a very good match from Taya as far as her in-ring debut. Can't wait to see more. Excuse me. I know I've said this before, but I can't say it enough. Oof. The inclusion of it's water, folks. I swear to God, it's the inclusion of Johnny Impact and Taya to this brand. You have no idea how happy it makes me to watch this and to have them do good work. Just so excited. So Taya wins her match against Ava, starts cutting a promo, and is interrupted by Rosemary. Oh, Taya says she wants the championship. So she's pretty much out there for herself, which, okay, but she is, it seems like over the course of the evening, is making some alliances, but next week will be interesting because, Rosemary came out, Sienna came out, Allie, Taryn Terrell, and then Gail Kim to round it out, and they're all brawling. So then Karen Jarrett later in the evening makes the match, sets up the match for next week. It's going to be Gail Kim, Allie, and Rosemary versus Sienna, Taya Valkyrie, and Taryn Terrell. Go Team Taya, all right? Or was it Team Sienna because she's like the women's champ? I don't know. But nonetheless, that should be really good next week. Can't wait to see that. Got a feeling that's going to be nuts. Then we see the footage of OVE down in Mexico. Tijuana, Mexico, I believe they said. At the club looks like it's run by Conan and his boys. Oh, boy. And as they're walking into this place, Oh, excuse me. I'm laughing because of the memories I'm having of this movie. It reminds me of the titty twister from the movie From Dusk Until Dawn. Okay, that's what it reminds me of. Of course, there's no vampires in here. Although, if it was in Lucha Underground, there would be probably, you know. But anyways, so the ladies are showing the boys from OVE a good time. They are confronted by the LAX, Team LAX, and basically, you know, send OVE on their way, but not without OVE challenging him next week to a tag team match. So next week at Victory Road, we are going to see OVE versus LAX for the tag team championships. Super stoked for that one. And then we see Grado all happy for his new entertainment contract under the company of Park, and Park. It's so goofy. They showed him at they made the biggest deal out of this, like, looked like a church arena, you know? And, you know, that's where a lot of independent shows are done at. So I'm not knocking that. It was just he made such a big deal about that, made all this money, dollar bill, y'all. Kept on saying that, and that was just an absolute great. It was so doggone funny. He cracks me up. Crazy Scott. And then it looked like he was at the event with Sanjay Dutt. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like. And then he turns around, and Colt Cabana is standing there like, what the hell are you doing? Just, oh, my goodness. Too funny. So, yeah. So, Grado's okay, so it's a continuation from last week because I didn't cover last week because Grado thought he was out the door, and then Joseph Park came down and saved him and wrote him up a new contract, and his company Park and Park paid for Grado's visa. That's what it was, which is keeping him in the good old U.S. of A. Let's see. So yeah, that's hilarious. We'll see where that goes. I don't know what they're going to do with this, but Grado's staying nonetheless. Okay, then we get Pagano and Phantasma versus EC3 and Eddie Edwards. And earlier, Pagano is saying something to someone backstage, as in, you know what to do if things get out of hand or whatever, something to that effect. And sorry, looking at my cats. So entertaining. A good tag match. Great to see the inclusion of Pagano and Phantasma working together. Very interesting. Then Tejano debuts. Good old Tejano from Lucha Underground, AAA. And attacks. Excuse me. Long day. Attacks EC3 and Eddie Edwards, and Pagano and Phantasma get the win. Then James Storm comes down to save EC3 and Eddie Edwards because they're just getting demolished by the three guys from AAA. So I'm sure that's going to set up some kind of 3-on-3 for the near future. Interesting seeing James Storm getting a handshake from Eddie Edwards and just kind of a glare of, yeah, thanks, whatever, from EC3. So, you know, interesting there. I'll tell you what I'd rather see. I don't know if it's going to happen next week or the week after. I'd like to see a match between Tejano and James Storm. And like a bull rope, anything goes match or something, you know? That'd be slick. So then Johnny Impact is looking for Eli Drake backstage and runs into the three guys from AAA that just got done with their match. And they start to tell Johnny Impact that they're not happy with him. And they're not happy that he's in the Impact Zone, and they're not happy that he's also in AAA. And so Johnny Impact challenges Tejano and puts his number one contendership on the line for the second time of the evening. Crazy. Johnny's just crazy. I love him. I love that guy. Hello. What are you doing? You going to join me? Come say hi? Nope. She runs off. That was Oreo. Then we have Congo Kong versus Shira. Congo Kong finishing him off with a splash. Oh my goodness, that Congo Kong. That boy. Somebody get him a girdle. Let's see. Johnny Impact versus Tejano. Match of the evening, folks. Holy cow. Unbelievable. That was, I'm not going to call it a 5-star match, but that was a damn good match. Wow. Incredible. Laurel Van Ness then making her way through the crowd and just plopping her tushy on random men's shoulders. The second man she sat on his shoulder, the look on his face was priceless. He was either drunk or pissed or a third option, possibly like, oh shoot, I'm on TV and my wife is seeing this. So Laurel Van Ness obviously going for the Miss Crazy look again. Slightly more deranged / slutty. Kind of like it. Anyways, let's see. Then Karen Jarrett sets up the 3 versus 3 for next week. Like I said, Gail Kim, Allie, and Rosemary versus Sienna, Terrence Urell, and Taya Valkyrie. Talk a little bit about that. Then we get footage from AAA of Eli Drake down in Mexico versus Bronze. That was pretty good. Like I said, that Bronze is the future of AAA. He is really something. Young kid, too. He's like 18 or 19 or something. Very young. Jeremy Borash, I believe, said he had this first match at 11. Josh Matthews then says something about child labor laws or something. Oh, stop that, Josh. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. They're never gonna let you down in Mexico. We don't talk about child labor laws down in Mexico. Shut up. Crazy. So the footage was cool. It basically looked like, if you've seen AAA wrestling match footage, it looked just like that, with the exception of they took out the AAA ring announcers, the Mexican announcers, and just replaced it with coverage from Borash and Matthews. So, whatever. It was good footage, good match. Different from what we saw last week with LAX, OVE, and the other teams that I can't remember off the top of my head. The footage from Crash, that was a lot more like slow-mo action, so that was really different too. But cool nonetheless. So we have the card for Victory Road for next week. an X Division Championship match between the newly crowned Trevor Lee. He beat Sanjay Dutt last week. So Trevor Lee is going to face Petey Williams next week on Victory Road. Can't wait to see that one. I'm not going to make any predictions. I'm just going to enjoy this. Tag Team Championship match, LAX versus OVE. And the Global Force Wrestling Championship match between Eli Drake, the champ, versus Johnny Impact. That is going to tear the house down, folks. I cannot wait to see that. Although I have a feeling it's going to happen again at Bound for Glory. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Nonetheless, next week's show should be really good. I can't wait to see it. And we'll also have the 3-on-3 women's match in there. I feel like I'm missing something. No. We're probably going to get another match or two in there because that's only a couple of matches. But for a 2-hour show, and if they give the matches decent length, yeah, we'll see what's happening. So yeah, that's it for this episode of Impact Wrestling and Global Force Wrestling. Solid episode. I love what they're doing with this. I can't say how happy I am with this stuff. You know, they keep adding new, fresh faces. Like I said, I love the inclusion of the AAA guys. You know, because most of these guys are in Lucha Underground, and if you watch my channel, you know how much I love that show. So yeah, give me your thoughts on the show. Are you excited for next week's Victory Road, or any thoughts on the Bound for Glory? I don't think we have a card for that yet. Well, considering all the TV tapings, and if you read the dirt sheets and look up results, then yes, I'm sure you can figure out the card for Bound for Glory. But no, I have not read them. I do not want to know them. I'm strictly reviewing these as I watch them, because I'm not looking up any, with the exception of a couple of pictures people have shared on the internet over the course of when they shot these. For example, somebody shared, I don't know if it was Taya. Somebody shared a picture backstage. It was like Taya, Tejano, Phantasma, and Conan, something like that. And so just the fact that it was like, oh, Tejano's there, he must be debuting. And well, tonight we saw Tejano, which he's such. If you have not watched any of his matches, please go check him out. Go check out some Lucha Underground matches or any of his AAA stuff. You will not be disappointed. Tejano is very underrated. He's what does Matt Striker call him in Lucha Underground? A blue chipper? Calls him a blue chipper. Whatever, you know. So like tonight's match is a perfect example of how good that kid is, you know. So yeah, tremendous episode. Very happy with it. Can't wait till next week. I don't know if I'm going to get to a No Mercy predictions for. Yeah, I haven't talked about WWE on here for so long. I have to go back and look what I talked about it last. I did a video with Dizzy last night for the Rambling About Wrestling podcast on their news story show called The Sidebar. So if you want to know, you're probably wondering why I haven't done anything on Bobby the Brain Heenan. Well, A, my voice, my throat. B, when I was on there last night, we were talking about Bobby the Brain Heenan. We paid a tribute. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Bobby the Brain Heenan, go check out the Rambling About Wrestling page on YouTube. Last night's episode, The Sidebar. We've got a Bobby the Brain Heenan on there, and we also talk about other wrestling news-related things. And this weekend, in a few days, Saturday, I believe, Saturday night, sometime, we're going to do a predictions show for No Mercy. So if I don't get to one, I'll plug you guys in over there, and you can join me over there, catch up with my thoughts on the upcoming pay-per-view. I'm going to watch, and it's not like I'm not watching WWE anymore. I'm reviewing stuff that I'm really into right now. That's why I've been, well, of course, steadily doing the Lucha Underground reviews, because it's one of my favorite things right now, and I'm so hip. I'm so excited about what Global Force Wrestling has been doing. Johnny Mundo's on there, Taya, all the AAA guys. I love it. So that's why I've been doing these reviews, and I haven't been talking much about WWE. It's not that I'm hating on WWE. I'm just, do I watch it? Yeah. Am I that excited about what's going on? No, to be honest. So whatever. It is what it is. I'm still watching it. I'm just not talking about it much on here. So yeah, that's it for this one. Give me your thoughts on this week's or tonight's episode for Global Force Wrestling. Give me your thoughts for next week's show for Victory Road. They ran down the card real quick. So if you like the content on here, give it a like, share it with your mother, your mother's uncle, your mother uncle's puppy, whoever, and ring that little bell on the YouTube page for notifications, and you'll know when I'm putting out new content like this, or on Lucha Underground, or anything else that flies through my little brain. And it's late, and I got a snack here sitting waiting. So, guys, you guys are gonna go now. I'm gonna hit my snack. Have a night, and I'll see you sometime later this weekend. I don't know when. We're switching internet companies tomorrow, so keep me in your thoughts and prayers, and let's hope that switch from AT&T to Spectrum goes well. Otherwise, you may not see me on here for a while. So, barring any major internet mishaps, I'll be back here ASAP. See ya.